Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, but teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. My name is Derek, aka Beat the Sportsbooks. I'm a 24-year-old professional sports bettor, and I have almost $200,000 in gross winnings on the app PrizePicks. And I did this at around a 30% profit margin, meaning I have profited over $50,000 in net winnings on PrizePicks alone. And I know a lot of people like to get on the internet and lie to you and tell you things that aren't true. So just so you guys know that this number right here is not cap, I will show you on my mobile device, on my phone, and you cannot fake that. Here you can see my amount won, and I am refreshing the page. In fact, I made so much net profit on PrizePicks that about a year ago, they completely banned me, and I can no longer bet more than $5 per slip, $25 per day, and I'm going to show you guys that right now. I'm going to go to the board, and I'm going to go to college football. I'm going to try to take Arch Manning under his passing touchdowns, and then I will take Jackson Arnold over his passing yards. I'm going to try to put $10 on the slip. I'm going to hit submit lineup, and you guys can see it will come up and it will say the maximum lineups are $5 right now. Let's go to a completely different sport. Let's go to tennis. I'm going to try to take Coco Gauff over her breakpoints won. Then I will take Naomi Osaka under total games. I'm going to try to put $7 on the slip, and you guys will see it will come up and say the maximum lineups are $5 right now. PrizePicks, they will not let me bet more than $5 per slip because they know that I am guaranteed to make money over the long run, and they are scared of my action. If they allowed me to bet the maximum amount and whatever I want, I would put a big dent in their net profit at the end of the month. And none of this was because of luck. It wasn't because I watched a bunch of games. It wasn't because I knew a bunch of players, and it definitely wasn't because I was betting based off of my emotions or off my heart. I used straight math, statistics, and data to do this. I built my very own profitable sports betting tool for PrizePicks that scans all of the tens of thousands of props on PrizePicks to find the ones that have the highest chance mathematically of hitting. And this tool is called the Beat the Sportsbooks PrizePicks plus EV feed. On this channel, I have several videos about how to beat PrizePicks with math, but if you haven't watched those videos, I'm going to do a quick 3-minute review. Do not go anywhere. Right now, I'm going to show you how I made over $50,000 in net profit on PrizePicks. The method to beating PrizePicks using math is by using a strategy called line comparison, aka plus EV betting. Line comparison is when we compare the odds and the numbers and the lines on PrizePicks to a sharp sportsbook. A sharp sportsbook is a sportsbook that is known for having very accurate odds, very sophisticated teams and algorithms, and they know which players are more heavily favored to go over or under. The sharpest sportsbook in the entire world for player props on PrizePicks is FanDuel.com, the largest and most popular sportsbook in the entire world. Now, I know a lot of you guys might be confused right now. What is this line comparison thing? What is a sharp sportsbook? Do not worry, because in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to give you an example so simple that even a second grader can understand it. Anybody will be able to understand how I made almost $50,000 in net profit on PrizePicks using this strategy. Let's take a look at this prop as our first example. Aaron Rodgers to go over or under 216 passing yards. If we go over to FanDuel and we look at his line for 216 passing yards, as you can see, it is right here, 216, Aaron Rodgers over under. We see that the over is minus 114 and the under is minus 114. If you guys don't know these numbers right here, it tells you how likely something is to happen. Now, if you notice, these two numbers are exactly the same, minus 114 and minus 114. This means that neither one of these is favored, and it is about 50-50 whether he goes over 216.5 passing yards or under 216.5. This is FanDuel saying, we think that Aaron Rodgers has about a 50% chance to go over his passing yards and a 50% chance to go under his passing yards. And neither one of these sides is really heavily favored. Now, pay attention to that part, guys. Neither one of these is heavily favored. That is exactly what we do not want on PrizePicks. We want to see props that are heavily favored to one side. So, Aaron Rodgers, 216.5 passing yards. Do not take the over. Do not take the under. Completely skip this prop. Now, let's look at an example of an actual good prop on PrizePicks that you would want to play. We're going to go over to the NFL, and we're going to find Troy Franklin's line for his receptions. Now guys, as you can see, Troy Franklin on the Denver Broncos, his receptions line is set to 3.5 for the under and the over. If we go over to FanDuel, the largest and the smartest sportsbook in the entire world for player props, and we search up Troy Franklin and we find his line for his receptions, as you guys can see, his line is set to 3.5 just like on PrizePicks. But if you look here, you see that the under is -140 while the over is +106. So basically guys, what this -140 means is that it is heavily favored. This is FanDuel saying, hey, we think that Troy Franklin has a higher percent chance of going under 3.5 receptions as he does to go over. This +106 means that it is less likely, guys. So do you guys see what we're doing? We are looking at the props on PrizePicks. We are going to a sharp sportsbook, which is a sportsbook that has very accurate odds. And we are trying to find props where the under or the over is heavily favored. Now, heavily favored is going to be numbers like -130, -135, -140, -145, or above. Basically anything above that -130 range. Here's another example of a profitable prop on PrizePicks, and it is called a line discrepancy. Sometimes you will see that the line is different on a sportsbook than it is on PrizePicks, and this tells you which direction you want to take it. For example, I just found this very profitable prop on PrizePicks, which is Rachaad White to go over 11.5 first quarter rushing yards. For example, if we go to FanDuel, the largest and the smartest billion-dollar company that has billion-dollar algorithms to set these lines, we can see that Rachaad White, his first quarter rushing yards line, and I know this is a little bit small, guys, I'm going to zoom in. On FanDuel, his line is over 14.5, and it is favored at -118. As you can see on PrizePicks, the line is 11.5. And I know what you guys might be thinking, that is only a difference of 3 yards. Why is that a big deal? And why does it make it profitable on PrizePicks? But actually, if you do the math on it, 11.5 to 14.5 is a 26% increase. There is a 26% difference between 14.5 and 11.5, meaning this has a very big edge on PrizePicks. You would want to take the over. FanDuel, this very smart sportsbook, is saying we think the line should be around 14.5 and slightly favored at 14.5. PrizePicks is way too low at 11.5. Take the over on PrizePicks. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. How the hell am I going to go through all of these individual props, look them all up on FanDuel or a different sportsbook, and find which ones are heavily favored to go over or under? This would literally take hours to do by hand. And if you are thinking this to yourself, you would be correct. And that is why nobody does this by hand, guys. The way that you compare props on PrizePicks to sportsbooks to find the props that have the highest mathematical chance of hitting is by using something called a sports betting optimizer. Inside of my very own Discord server called Beat the Sportsbooks, I hand built my very own profitable sports betting software tool that compares the tens of thousands of props on PrizePicks to sportsbooks to find the props that have the highest mathematical chance of hitting. And this tool is called the Beat the Sportsbooks plus EV PrizePicks feed. Every 1 to 2 minutes inside of this channel called PrizePicks feed, this spreadsheet compares the tens of thousands of props on PrizePicks to sportsbooks and then auto-populates this spreadsheet with the props that have the highest mathematical chance of hitting. This is exactly how to use and read the spreadsheet. Over here we have the name of the player on PrizePicks. In this example, it is Dyami Brown in the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Las Vegas Raiders game. Right here we have exactly what the bet is. In this example, it is under 3.5 receptions. Next we have the value, which is the exact chance of this bet hitting on PrizePicks. On this YouTube channel, I have many videos talking about the math behind PrizePicks and the hit rate that you need in order to be profitable in the long run. To quickly review the basics of plus EV betting on PrizePicks, if you use props that have over a 54% chance to hit, you are mathematically guaranteed to make a profit in the long run. Yes, mathematically guaranteed. Now this is the cool part, guys. To the right of the value, it actually shows the exact lines on every single sportsbook, so you guys can see exactly how much value you are getting on your play. Dyami Brown to go under 3.5 receptions, which is the prop that we've been looking at this whole time. You can see exactly what the line is on every single sharp sports book. and see how much it is favored by. So on DraftKings, under 3.5 receptions is heavily favored at -151. On FanDuel, under 3.5 receptions, -142. On BetOnline, they're massively favoring this bet at -164. On Caesars, even more massively favored at -195. And then on Pinnacle, -143. These are the 5 sharpest sportsbooks in the entire world for player props. Do you guys see how powerful this tool can be? In real time, we are scanning tens of thousands of props on PrizePicks. We are comparing them to the 5 sharpest sportsbooks in the entire world for player props, and we are finding these opportunities where PrizePicks has messed up and given us more value than we should have on these props. While everyone else is playing these props that only have a 50% chance to hit and will lose you money in the long run, this tool is finding the 1% of props that are heavily favored to one side, where we can get above a 54, 55, 56, sometimes even 57% chance to hit on PrizePicks, which when you combine them with the optimal slip types, makes you mathematically guaranteed to profit in the long run. Here is one more example of a profitable prop inside of the PrizePicks plus EV feed. Look guys, here's an example of a profitable line discrepancy like I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Here we have Isaiah Jackson. His line for his points and rebounds on PrizePicks is sitting at over 12. But if we look at FanDuel and DraftKings, 2 sharp books for NBA player props, we can see that the line is at 12.5 and is actually favored over 12.5. On PrizePicks, it is 12, but on FanDuel and DraftKings, it is sitting at 12.5, and they're actually favoring over 12.5, which means that this bet has almost a 56% chance to hit on PrizePicks. You don't have to do any math. You don't have to be a human calculator. You don't have to sit here staring at FanDuel or some other sportsbook for hours. This tool takes the lines, it compares them to sportsbooks, and it calculates for you exactly the chance of that bet hitting on PrizePicks. I didn't just design this feed for PrizePicks, I also made a feed for Underdog Fantasy, Bettors, and Dabble. 3 more very profitable sports betting apps that are very common that we use inside of the Discord. But wait, that is not it. In addition to the PrizePicks feed, when you join the Discord, you are also going to get access to my personal machine learning and AI picks that have a historical 55 to 60% hit rate. Inside of this channel right here called PrizePicks VIP, I post my very own personal PrizePicks plays that average around a 55 to 60% hit rate over time. To tail my bets, literally it is so simple. When you join the Discord, you are automatically going to get all notifications anytime I post a play on PrizePicks. I post it right here with the number of units that you should put on the bet. If you don't know what a unit is 1% of your bankroll. So if you have a $3,000 bankroll, then 1 unit would be $30. I also put the link right here so they can click on it and easily tail, along with a picture of the bet right here. But you're not only going to get my personal plays, I also have 2 of the sharpest, most profitable sports bettors in the entire world working with me in their Discord, and they send all of their plays every single day. Number 1 is Camso Icy. He's one of my good friends and one of the sharpest sports bettors on the entire planet. In the month of October, we had a 36% ROI, meaning for every $100 you bet, you would make $36 in profit back for every single bet that you place, which is insanely profitable, going up almost 20 units. He's an expert at the NFL, the NBA, and more, and you do not want to miss out on his slips. In the last 4 days alone, we have banged a 33.5x, a 9x, and a 13x on PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy, and Better Picks. The last of those 2, Underdog Fantasy and Better, being 2 other very profitable sports betting apps that we use inside of the Discord. If you want even more proof that he is a sharp sports bettor, he is a top 5% bettor in the entire world on his verified third-party bet tracker called Pickett, and also a top 10% bettor in the entire world in the NFL. And you cannot fake this, it is verified by a third-party tracker. Lastly, we have Meshi, our tennis expert. Meshi is one of the best tennis sports bettors in the entire world, and he actually tracks every single prop that he sends out. And in this last tennis season, he went 86 for 43 on props. 86 wins and 45 losses, guys. That is absolutely insane. When you do the math on that, that is a 65% hit rate, a top 1% hit rate on anybody in tennis on PrizePicks in the entire world. Messi, just like me and Cam, sends his plays in this channel called PrizePicks VIP along with the link to tail. So all you have to do is click on the link and put in the number of units on the play that it says in the bet description. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. This sounds good and all, but how much does it cost? I don't want you guys to pay a single dime to get into the Discord today, and that is why in the description, the first link, I'm going to put a free 3-day trial to the Discord with the PrizePicks feed, my personal AI and machine learning plays, the plays from our tennis expert Messi, and all the plays from Cam So Icy. In order to get the free 3-day trial, simply go down to the description of this video, go to the first link in the description. It's going to say something like plus EV PrizePicks Discord or plus EV PrizePicks tool, free 3-day trial. You're simply gonna click on that link and it will take you to the sales page where you will get a free 3-day trial and there will be a join button right here. As you can see, this is my Discord, so I can't click on the join button. But as you can see, there is a free 3-day trial using this button, and then it is only $49 a month. But wait guys, I am not done yet. If you want to get a free 2 months of the Discord, yes, a free 2 months of the Discord, that is 60 whole days of profitable plus EV bets for PrizePicks and every single other DFS book. Here is exactly how you can do it. This is an exclusive deal just for my YouTube members. If you guys sign up for Better Picks using promo code DerekBets on the promo code screen and then deposit at least $10, place one bet, and then send me the screenshot on Discord, I will give you a free month of the VIP Discord. Likewise, if you do the same thing on Sleeper, if you deposit on Sleeper using my code Derek, deposit at least $10, and then send me a screenshot, I will give you another free month inside of the Discord. Not only will I give you a free month in the Discord, but they actually have a $200 deposit match on Better and a $100 deposit match on Sleeper. So that is a free 2 months of the Discord, a free $200, and a free $100. That is a $400 deal, guys, completely for free. When you are done signing up with my promo code and following these instructions, send it to my Discord account. My username on Discord is DerekBets. To send me proof that you use my promo code to deposit, or for general questions about anything with the Discord, simply go to Discord, go to add friend, type in my username, which is DerekBets. This is my only username on Discord, and then hit send friend request. Once you send me a friend request, you can send me a message and I will respond to anything that you have to say, or I will give you those free days in the Discord if you use my promo code on either Better or Sleeper. Here's a quick 60-second rundown of how the Discord works. Over here, we have the channel called PrizePicks VIP. This is where I send my personal machine learning and AI plays. This is where Messi sends his tennis slips, and also where Cam So Icy sends his PrizePicks slips. Next, we have the other DFS section. This is where the slips that are played on Better, Sleeper, Chalkboard, and Underdog Fantasy are. Guys, do not sleep on these platforms. Do not sleep on Better. Do not sleep on Sleeper. They are very profitable. They have a lot of plus EV edges and discounts on there. And I highly recommend that you sign up using my promo code and use these apps to tail our slips on both Better and Sleeper. If you tailed all the slips on Better and Sleeper this year, you would be up over 120 units, guys. So that is the other DFS section. Next, we have the VIP chat. This is, of course, where the hundreds of members in the Discord talk about the plays and give advice every single day. Me and the moderators also hang out in there and answer any questions that you might have as a member at any time during the day. Next, we have the general guide section. Please, guys, you need to read this general guide section. This tells you the basics of sports betting, talking about things like variance, long-term mindset, plays getting changed on sportsbooks, losing streaks, and much more. There's also a table of contents in here that shows you exactly where everything is inside of the Discord. Next, we have the PrizePicks feed, Underdog feed, Better feed, and Dabble feed sections. This is self-explanatory. This is where these ultra profitable tools live, and it is where you are going to come to see the best props on PrizePicks at any time. Lastly, coming down here, we have this implied odds chart showing you the best slip types on PrizePicks and Underdog Fantasy, as well as the rules of the Discord and this unit system slideshow that I showed you that explains exactly what a unit is. To access this slideshow with the instructions on how to get a free 1 month or 2 months inside of the Discord, either click on the second link in the description that's gonna take you here, or simply go in the Discord and go down to this channel called Get Free Days, and it will have the instructions for getting a free 1 month or 2 month inside of the VIP Discord. You should now know how to be a profitable sports bettor on PrizePicks and how to get the most value on every single prop that you play. This is the same exact strategy that made me over $50,000 in net profit on PrizePicks and got me banned to only betting $5 per slip, $25 per day. I hope to see you guys inside the Discord. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.